Good morning. Welcome to our morning moment this morning. I was in a conversation recently. It was actually over a meal, similar to what we've been talking about in this series on Chef's Table of God inviting us in. And I was with a couple, and they've been married for 40 years. Sharice and I, my wife, we're getting ready to celebrate 8 years this month, and so 40 years. And so something I like to ask people who have been married for at least a little while longer than her and I have been married is, what's a little tidbit? What's gotten you through? And typically you get answers of never go to bed, early, or one of those little helpful but seemingly consistent nuggets. But when I asked this time, the wife said something that I've never heard before, and it blew my mind. She said, whenever we get stuck, whether it's we can't push past a decision, whether I'm frustrated, whenever we get stuck, I pray for God to break my heart. Break my heart. When she said that, it hit me like a ton of bricks, just slapped me across the face. I was like, wait a minute. And I went all internal for a second. I was like, break my heart. The implications there are so deep. And so we continued on the conversation, but I just couldn't get that out of my head. And so then I started just musing about it, thinking about what does that mean when I'm stuck, to break my heart? In the context of marriage, how powerful is that? When we're at the end of our rope, when we're frustrated, when we're tired, when we just don't know what else to say, break my heart. In other words, God, may my pride lessen, may my vengeance, may whatever I have in my heart that's keeping me from moving back to a place of compassion, of mercy, of vulnerability, of hearing the other person, break my heart. But I feel like this idea extends even further beyond just the concepts of marriage, that whenever we're navigating through life, it might feel like there are times when we get stuck. Hell, at COVID, we have all this stuff that's happening with our culture, with elections, and with our hearts, that you might still be at home with your kids who aren't yet ready to go back to school because of whatever stuff. So there's so much happening in our life right now that may result in you finding yourself stuck. And what would it look like for you to pray that prayer? Lord, break my heart. I'm reminded of this song that I used to sing when I was in youth group. One of the taglines was, break my heart for what breaks yours. And I feel in a world where there's so much emphasis on having your own opinion and your own thoughts and trying to figure it out and navigate, this concept of, Lord, break my heart. Help me become lesser as you become greater. That's something that Paul says in a continual reminder and prayer and hope that our own pride, our own ideas, our own visions, our own thoughts don't take charge, but rather God breaks our heart towards His. My hope isn't that you find yourself broken. Rather, my hope is that throughout this week you may find yourself in a place where your love for God is renewed. And perhaps this breaking of ourselves, the breaking of our pride, the breaking of our own thoughts and our own desires and our own frustrations, perhaps that's what's needed. A last final thought on that is, as I reflect on this scripturally, I'm reminded of that story of the prodigal son, which perhaps more better stated is the loving father, where in Luke, it describes in verse 20, I believe it is, that the father comes running to his son when he begins to come back. That this love that his father has, it is not a vengeful love, but is a love that is wrapped in compassion and mercy. And this is God's deep love for you. The breaking of our hearts, that us turning ourselves towards Him is a process of relinquishing our own desires, our own selfishness, our own whatevers, to Him in a way where He can exchange that for kind, compassionate, loving love. May you find yourself in the Father's love this week. Have a great day.